It's Sunday morning and just a little tale of yesterday, which entails nothing other than my difficulty with communication through Giffgaff. Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it, how even at 56 you get used to, being online and being able to. I suppose I probably get used to it. I've got used to it more than many because I don't have an internet connection when I go to my mum's, and the only internet connection I have is the one on my phone. So if I'm in an area where there's a signal, it's available to me all the time, just through little tiny things like looking for. I wanted to find a recipe yesterday for my sister, just try and find phone numbers, look up football scores. I mean, the amount of times it affected me yesterday due to Giffgaff, who, for some unknown reason, O2, that's who they are. They've just actually won the Which Phone Company of the Year award. That usually happens, doesn't it? Once a company's won something like that, it then becomes apparent that they start to go downhill. But I pay £12 a month, which gives me unlimited text, 250 minutes of call time and unlimited internet, but only on the phone. But it suffices for me, and I'm quite content and happy with it. But what they managed to do yesterday, they set it to recur, so it's a recurring contract. Every time the month's up, I don't get a break, it just carries straight on, and for some reason yesterday it didn't. But as I said, the whole of my internet connections, phone calls, come through Giffgaff onto this phone. So yesterday I was left in a position where I couldn't phone anybody. This happened from about 2 in the afternoon. No, it happened from lunchtime. It took all my credit. There was a £5 credit on it, which is always used in emergencies if something like this happens, and the £5 credit went within minutes because I was continuing to use such as Facebook without realising that they hadn't run the contract to the next month. But the difficulty it causes you because Giffgaff do not have any phone numbers. You can't phone Giffgaff. There's no helpline, there's no customer service under a phone number. Everything has to go online. You have to go onto forums or else send emails to certain managers, and they tend to get back with you within 24 hours. Well, I then had to wait till my son returned home, who has a different connection on his phone, and he was able to send off an email, and we received an email back saying that they would hear from us in 24 hours. But it's quite outrageous, isn't it? Quite outrageous. Much of the disruption yesterday that it caused could have. I mean, Saturday is an important day to a lot of people, but it caused so much disruption. And I have no doubt a lot of people have not just a phone connection, a connection in the home. But once again, it's the vulnerable and the poor who are hit with it, aren't they? I mean, I'm walking around here now. I've got a big old dog, and she's not getting any younger. But I have no phone connection today at this time, anyway. But don't we get to rely upon such as, things that weren't there in the past? And it's quite incredible if you think about the fact that if someday someone or some nation decide to cut it down and stop it, or else sabotage it in some way, just the actual problems it will cause, not just to me, but to the age group below me who rely on it totally for all their entertainment, all the, well, business-wise, you name it. It's quite... But there again, this again is Mr. Cameron, isn't it? This was Mr. Cameron, wasn't it, when he first came in? We're going to make the internet available to everybody. But I think he's realised that making it available to everybody, a lot of ordinary people are able to join forums and actually, you know, speak together on and have opinions of, such as Mr. Cameron and his government. And I don't think he's really happy with it now, you know. I mean, the guy pays for people to like his Facebook page. Quite incredible. He has so many thousand likes, and yet look at the comments. Every comment's quite abusive, actually. But there again, like I say, this is a person who doesn't want the ordinary people, you know, the working class, to be on a par or equal to his type, the ones he considers to be, you know, his equals. It's quite astonishing. And like I say, it left me in a position yesterday where I couldn't even write an email to Lancashire County Council, who I considered to have abused me the day before, and I'm still... You don't get fuming at 56. You're not capable of getting fuming. It just keeps banging away, and it's so annoying that... And it's got more and more apparent the last year, really, how so many people are allowed to judge you from ATOS, from councils, from bailiffs, from courts, and tell you what you're capable of. I think that's fucking outrageous. You know, I have people telling me what I'm capable of, what my problems are, and how I should deal with them. I'm the fucking one who's walking in these shoes, yeah? I'm the one who's got the problems with my hands and my fucking knees. And yet, I get some prick who decides in a 5-minute phone call that they can assess the way I am. This is what is wrong with this nation. We have these 2-bit managers. We've got tosspots working for ATOS who have no medical qualifications in certain fields, and yet are judging people. And it's all down to this social cleansing. It's there for no other reason to socially cleanse this nation of what it considers that it doesn't need anymore, that it doesn't want to use anymore, the people that it would have used in the wars. You know, because at 56, whether or not, I'd have been here working in one of the Bulgarian factories and have had me pushing boxes or something, or else licking fucking stamps, yeah, and I would have been considered to be part of what they needed. But now, we aren't needed. The only people who are needed now are the bankers and the business people who fucking bring money in, turn money over, and make their lives more luxurious and overindulgent than they've been in the past. And it's just... It stinks, but there are so many people out there prepared to stand up and talk about it and actually give opinions, and that, as much as it's not doing anything and it's not down to civil disobedience on the street, it is a record of how disgusting the way this government, and not only this government, but ones previous, although I don't recall under Labour this kind of hardship, you know, being directed at people who are seriously ill, people who have problems. You know, this has been a target. This has been, you know, without doubt, this has been a planned social cleansing of this nation. And it's not taking anything into consideration of a person's circumstances or whatever. It's just, and as for single men such as myself, older, even younger, I mean, they're even being denied what's a human right, to be honest, a fucking roof over your head, a home, a bit of independence, the ability to fucking close the door and not have to deal with anybody else. Now that is an abuse of human rights. I don't know a country in the world where you're denied, well, I do America, yeah, where you're denied a home, a roof over your head, when there's so much spare land out there. Decrepit nation. But once again, as I started off, Giffgaff, I realise that there are problems at times, for you not to have some kind of phone number where people can, you know, use someone else's phone or whatever to be able to access some kind of support and help is amazing. How you actually won the Which Award, isn't it? Because when it gets to my age group, or a lot of people over the 30s and such as that, we're not capable of. If it hadn't been for my son yesterday, I wouldn't have even been able to get in touch with you. I couldn't read through your forums and all that and find out, especially not on a phone, find out who to get in touch with or who to, you know, it's just very sad how we're moving on in this country, or we pretend to be doing. At the same time, we're forgetting everyone who's left behind.